Happy Saturday, and welcome to a different kind of stream. And this is what I'd like to call a sanity stream, which is a pro tip in and of itself, which is when you are smelting countless weapons because you had the bright idea to make a Lucifer perk, please, by all means, entertain yourself in some way, shape, or form without distracting yourself. By which I mean, when you're smelting a bunch of weapons, keep yourself entertained, but do not make yourself so enamored and encapsulated by whatever you're distracting yourself with that you forget to put a button on something, or just end up wasting like a million cudgels because you're like not putting enhancement gear. Not that I'm doing that, but I'm just saying. So what I'm trying to do is I'm working on my Revolt staff that I farmed last time Lucifer was here, which, checking my watch, was a long time ago. I finally have some time to myself. And I was doing it, and I'm like, this is boring. And I'm just like thinking of like all the stuff. I'm like, the button vanished. What do? You get another button. You don't smelt until you get another one. That's for sure. So I was in the event area, and I was smelting, and I got like 2 weapons done, and I crashed. And I'm like, well, that's pro tip number 1. Always smelt in a secluded area. Someplace where nobody's at, very little NPCs. It's why I'm always at this place. You never want to do it in like an open area, like Onigashima. Like, you're just asking to crash. PS5 or not, you're asking to crash. Honest to God. I believe I was out of smelt, and I wasn't able to click on my weapon. Yeah, so I'm working on this D3 cross right now. Yeah. So, as I said, there won't be any riveting gameplay. This is mostly just a smelt and chill. Yes, exactly. So, yeah. So I always get asked for like more pro tips and stuff, but I honestly don't think of pro tips because I'm so used to doing them. But then when I was smelting, I'm like, oh yeah, pro tip this. I'm just thinking of stuff. And I'm just like, if anybody has any cool pro tips, please feel free to like mention them. And then someone, somewhere, somehow will be listening to this video while they're farming islands for their 20th Darkthin. And they'll be like, oh, I didn't know that. So, by all means, share the knowledge. So, like right now, simplest pro tip right there when you're smelting, like, we have a lot of new players and we have a lot of veteran players. And like for me, it's instinctively, that when I go weapon enhancement, I instantly click off all. Because when you're showing all, the game is like loading everything you have at one time, like fat chance looking for something. So I always click on the weapon type I'm looking for. So, like right now it's twins. Hey Ismail, how you doing? Good to see you. That's all that matters. So I instantly click on twin sword. I find what I'm looking for, or whatever it is in question. D3 cross. Cool. Another pro tip when you're making an LD3 sin, if you're making an L sin or an L or a revolt, you can extract, like if you have an abundance of extraction tickets, let's say you're someone who has a lot of extraction tickets and you don't have a lot of oogies, let's say, and you want to remove an Ogie that comes with a weapon that is not that good, like let's say maybe a Purg Dragon Arc Oogie that's not very good, or Embers off of a Nova, or a Sleet, or Levin Sword, let's say. And let's say the only way to get rid of an innate skill on a weapon is either extract it, if possible, or you have to just throw Oogies on it until it covers it up, then extract those Oogies off, and then apply the Oogies you want, which is a very hit or miss thing. So if you're somebody that does not have a lot of Oogies, but you have extraction tickets for whatever reason, what you can do is you can actually take any Satan weapon. Doesn't have to be a cross, doesn't have to be a star, any Satan weapon, anything like a regular Satan weapon, a star, or a cross, you can extract the Oogies that they come with, and for the most part, they are not that good, these Oogies. Now you might argue that like the flash is good for staff, arguably. That was before sublimes and stuff. But you can literally just extract these Ogies, and then later you can use them as dummy Ogies to remove Ogies. If you're someone that is, very, you transfer a lot of stuff into points or whatever, it's like a little thing that once upon a time when I was lower income player, it was something I would do, actually. Is that I would extract the Oogies off of Satan weapons, and it's like, here, you need an Ogie to replace your other Ogie? You can extract the Ogie off of a Satan weapon and just have it, and you can put it on something else later. They're not the best, but I mean, it is something. So, just food for thought. Anyway. So again, I'm going to go to my cudgels. I'm going to highlight swords and go grab my cudgels. Achievements, and yes, logging in is the most important thing. Everyone and their mom is getting titanium cudgels, like every day or every week or whatever it is. Like, I'm at the point where I'm almost at cap for them. And the thing with cudgels is that for most other items in the game, you can hold 999 or 9,999 of them. However, identified weapons, you cannot. You can only have 99 identified weapons. So when you have, like, let's say you have 99 Hirokane cudgels in storage, and you have 99 Hirokane cudgels on you, you will probably run into the thing where it's like, you cannot claim your presence because it's full of cudgels. Why can't I hold all these cudgels? And that's going to start happening with this new achievement where we keep getting titanium cudgels every day. Use them, by all means. Like, I was just there, like, I gotta use these cudgels. I was looking at my inventory, I'm like, I'm at 98. If I play tomorrow, like, oh. I was like, well, I am gonna play tomorrow, but when I get those cudgels, again, for that daily achievement or whatever it is, I am going to hit maximum, and I'm not gonna be able to redeem them, and it's annoying. So you pretty much have to you just use the cudgels, use them on something, work on some pet project. The Onigiri is forcing us to use cudgels. They're forcing us to use our smelting gear. They're because as Oni players, we don't like just throwing things away. Like, you could be a mad lad and try to discard, like, 5 cudgels, but chances are you're going to end up discarding all of them. Because it's going to, like, auto, like, oh, you want all these gone? It's like, no, please, no, God, no. And in that case, you're better off selling them instead of discarding them, because when you sell them, you can actually manage how many you're selling a lot easier. So if you ever have to discard cudgels or whatever, just try to sell them to Moroku. Just do that instead, because then you can actually manage how many you're discarding. If you have nothing to smelt or whatever, and they're just piling up, and they're just going to go to presents anyway, always, like, sell them. But yeah, in the monthly challenge, those Japanese characters, that is OC. I do not believe it's paid OC. Ain't no way it's paid OC. But in the dailies and stuff, like every day, you log in, you get 100k Ryu, whatever. There it is, this thing right here, clear a dungeon. That's where you're getting all these titanium cudgels. So, like, essentially in a month, you're going to get 30 of these. In 3 months, you're going to get 90 of these. So every 3 months, you pretty much have to smelt a weapon, because, like, you have to use them or whatever. Because these daily things add up, and it's like encroaching upon you. And, if you do all your dailies, you get your 10 OC, which is good. And every day you should log in, because of the weekly challenge to log in 6 times. That's pretty chill. And then the monthly challenge of logging in 25 times. This is damn near essential because of the new monthly challenge, monthly complete, where you have to log in 25 times. And then you get the Radiant Basket. Yes, cudgels should go to 99, but because the cudgels are all, like, individually rolled weapons, they have skills on them. They have, like, in the code they would have a weapon ID because they're randomly generated. They have all these stats. They're not just, you have 999 Lunar Spirit Seals. Okay, cool. That's just a thing and a number. But, like, they're actually independently rolled weapons that when you have, like, 200 of them, the game's, like, processing. You have 200 individuals in this column, and you open it, and your game's like, and it's like, just The game just goes through that motion. That's why you can't have 999 of it. That's why you leave a lot of your stuff unidentified. Like, if you went and identified all the Valentine's weapons and stuff you get at Valentine's, you're fucked. You're fucked, son. You try to go into that inventory, it's gonna, like, have a seizure. Like, you gotta leave stuff unidentified until you actually need it. That's another pro tip, too. Like, do not overload yourself. Try to run lean. Like, for sure. But yeah, the thing where it says 300 and then a bunch of Japanese characters, that is 300 OC. So every month you do get Vanguard. You can have a chance to get a Vanguard scrap, Mount scrap, Assist scrap, 300 OC, and then Gacha ticket times 10. And the best thing in here is Vanguard scrap, then Assist scrap, then Mount scrap, depending on the person, and then it's like 300 OC. The Gacha ticket's like the worst thing you can get possibly ever. Even though it would be valued at 500 OC, 10 Gacha tickets is valued at 500 OC. But there's nothing of value in Gacha tickets except for extraction tickets. If this was 10 extraction tickets, it'd be up there. It would be up there in today's economy. If I would personally change it to 10 extracts. That'd be fucking gold. We'd have, oh fuck. We'd be doing so much experimentation if it was 10 extraction tickets a month. Or whatever, but yeah, like, that's the only time like Gacha tickets are worth it, because you have a chance to get an extraction. Anyway, I'm actually gonna test that theory, because I said that in theory that you could just sell cudgels. I've never tried to sell cudgels in my life, and you might not be able to actually. You can't sort by weapons. That's weird. Can you sell artisans? You can. Yeah, and they're all individually. They're not grouped up. So if you ever had to discard artisans or titanium cudgels or mithril cudgels because you just have too many of them, like all this chocolate rods and stuff I have. But, I'm afraid that's a lot of them. Carrots, that's the other one too. But if you ever had to discard them because you're at maximum, you have over 99 of these objects, of these Hirokane cudgels, you would not discard them. You would sell them individually, because when you hit discard, it'll be like, would you like to discard all 99? And it won't even ask you. It's just like discard. It'll like discard the whole slot. So never discard them. Always sell them. Anyway, I'm talking more than I'm smelting. I'm supposed to just be like smelting and talking at the same time, and I can't do that. D3 cross, right? There it is. And then when you're smelting, try to use your unexchangeable artisans, or the ones that have 0 durability, before you use your regular ones, because then it takes them out of the repair listings, and it takes up 1 less slot in your inventory, which, despite being quite high, it will fill up before you know it. So that's a thing to always make sure to tie up those loose ends and be neat about it. Another pro tip is make sure your stones are always merged in storage, like stones, Ryu boxes. Like if you have something in storage and in person, try to always just double them up in storage, like repair fairies, things like that. Repair fairies can be used from storage, so you do not actively need to have repair fairies on your person. Yeah, but it's always better to just sell them as opposed to discarding them. I don't know if you can turn them into Daruma points, though. That would be interesting. I mean, the Daruma points would probably be worth more than the Ryu. But anyway, it's just that when you sell it, you can actually individually look at every object, and you'll never run into the chance of, oh, you discarded 99 cudgels. Enhancement. I really wish there was another tab here for just artisan things. That'd be nice, like cudgels and such. That would be really swell. Okay. Because I always got to click swords. So if you're not a sword main, you want your swords as lean as possible, so that you can just quickly come in here and grab whatever. I have 1 mithril cudgel. It's too much of an enhancement, but I'm gonna get rid of this 1 mithril cudgel before I do more titanium, because it frees up a slot in my inventory. which is valuable, very valuable. I wouldn't trust Quick Enhance. I wouldn't trust Onigiri to wipe my ass. I would never let this game do an auto anything. I know we want it, but I wouldn't trust him. I have a lunge step plus 100 chocolate Odin sword. I don't want them turning that into an artisan. They will mess it up. I wouldn't trust Oni to wipe my ass in a Charmin plant, and it was the actual bear. I wouldn't trust them. I wouldn't trust them to blow my nose. They do sandpaper. No, you do it all yourself. That way there's no mistakes. And if there is, it's your own damn fault. As God intended. Okay, so I think I have to enhance it, or did I enhance it? D3 cross is at 50. Okay, cool. That's good. Okay, good. So I'm working on the Satan weapons right now. I'm just going down the line. Apparently I started this like 3 months ago? I don't know. And I just like stopped. Hey Gamsey, how you doing? I saw your body in the event area for like 7 hours. Just sitting there. Hey Bada, how you doing? Happy New Year's, yes. Thanks, man. I've been working crazy. Like all Christmas we had like overtime and I was doing it. And then like we backed up again and there's just been straight overtime since New Year's. So every day I've been just staying late. And I worked today. Yesterday was my day off. I worked it. My most paid day of my life. I came in on my day off, which is double time, and I came in early and I stayed late. 16 hours times 2. Fuck, man. I was so proud. I was like, that's a personal achievement for me. They cucked me the week before. They made me go home after 14. But this time I got to stay. I'm like, yes. It was like 32 banked hours. Like, yes. Okay, do I not have anything? No, Odachi Desire is the melee weapon, right? What the fuck's it called? Catastrophe. I'm working on my El Sin Revolt thing. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, good, there's already listings here. Titanium. Like, every day this week, except for Sunday, I've stayed late. Like, I've just gotten used to working 12 hours. Like, it's just... And it makes your day go by so quick. Like, oh, 2 hours, sure. 2 hours, sure. 2 hours, sure. 2 hours, sure. Okay, let's favorite that so that it does not show up the next time we smelt. Always use your carrots for the first 3 smelts. And then go into your artisans or whatever proxy items you have. Because proxy items, for the most part, only go, like proxy artisans, only go up to like 60 on average. So like things from the chocolates or the Odin weapons or whatever. Well, I guess they're also chocolate. Valentine's, I should say. That stuff usually only goes to 60. I've been using artisans because, honestly, I forgot about them. But generally, that's the order you would do that stuff in. See, I'm teaching myself how to smelt. Does it just go to 10? Do you have to smelt the base weapon? I already had 2 stars on me, so I don't know what I'm doing. It goes to 20, okay. And another thing is, when you're smelting, listen to music. Do something. For the love of God. And the one with the highest attack is this one, so it should be plus 10. Cool. I just put on some electro swing music in the back. It's like a playlist of 84 songs. So, I'm enjoying that. Just something chill. Something chill. Okay, so now we go to weapon smithing. Honestly, a big change Oni should do is that when you start smelting and stuff, it should start with nothing highlighted. Like, there should be a setting to have it start with nothing highlighted. Because I know for new players, they'll be like, I don't have anything. And I have to make a video on that. But, like, there should be a setting where it's just, like, smelting starts at 0. Like, you have to, it starts with nothing highlighted. The same thing with bazaars. They should both be like that. Because then it won't, like, crash your system when it loads everything. Because that happens way too often. That's a big quality of life change I want. Absolutely. And we talked a lot about that New Year's. There was a lot of things. I did a stream New Year's Eve, and you guys bombarded me with so many good ideas. Like, it was quite intense. There was a lot of really good ideas given there. I'm supposed to make a poll about which one you guys want, what things you guys want to see in the new year, and it'd be open-ended with comments as well. I haven't got around to it yet. Okay, so I got an enhancement now. So I have a thingy, a stir. And since I just crafted it, I can hit recent, so that always helps. Why do I have the... Oh, okay. Weapon of Karma. Oh, right, it's in the other section. Oh, I'm still on recent. That's what's messing me up. What is that? Oh yeah, when you're enhancing a weapon, hold the circle button over OK, and it will like speed enhance. But if you just hit OK, it takes like forever. If you hit X on it, like dunk, dunk, dunk. But if you hit circle, the cancel button, it'll like skip, 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 skip. Another pro tip is whenever you're selecting items in a list, like if you want to sell how many or whatever, if you use the triangle button to click on the arrow, it just does all. It just like fill the max. That's another pro tip. Like whenever you're selecting things, like you want to sell how many items, just hit a triangle and it will sell all of them. Which lets you exceed the 999 cap if you wanted to type in the middle selection, which only lets you go up to 999. So it's really good for selling like friendship items and stuff that go over 1,000 or improvement points or whatever you want to do. What else is there? Enhancement. Yeah, enhancement is smelted. I honestly talk to myself when I smell because I'm like, what did I do? I will smell something and I will forget exactly what I just did. I'm like, oh, I did it, and then it's like, oh right, you're at endgame. You have to do it multiple times. And I do the same thing with my artisan swords as well. Like, I have a lot on me right now. I don't know from where. But generally, like, I tend to keep myself at, like, 0 artisans. And when I need artisans, I just trade in points for it there and then, so I'm not over-encumbering myself. Like, I think that's probably the biggest endgame tip is, like, literally, like, we have so much stuff, but we have to, like, stay lean in our inventories. Because, like, everyone knows changing mags. You change your mags before a run with the boys, you got to reset your whole game first, or you're crashing in 3 runs. Which is another thing. After you change your build, reset your game, and then just run in a fresh run, and you'll, like, run right smooth. It's right good. I enhance, so I have to smelt. The star is at 20. I do not have to smelt, because that can go into a cross. What a catastrophe. So right now I'm doing all the Satan weapons. Like, I remember the last time I did this. Like, I told myself, man, I'm so glad I made that revolt, but I'm like, I'm gonna make another one. And it's like that decision where it's just like, you go through hours of labor to make a baby, to get that out of you. 9 months. And then, a year later, you're like, let's do it again. It's like, wasn't that the worst thing ever? Yeah, I know. Like, Oni's the same way. Every weapon's a baby. Every weapon's a big toil. And we're proud of it. That's what makes us human. There are people that make 280s. Trust me. But yeah, lately, like, since November, I've just been working. And in terms of Oni, I've literally just logging in, doing event, doing my dailies, and going to bed. Like, it's been kind of bleak Oni-wise for me, but it's fine. Building resources. I just got my third mastery mag from the event today, which is needed to make the crystal mag. So I have all 3 of those, and then I had some sulfurs left, so I bought 5 knowledges. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Probably all the knowledges I need, to be honest. They're not sellable like the ones that come out with Honda. That was pretty cool. But I got 5 of the ice knowledges, so that should, you know, keep me going. For ornamentation and fun, experimentation. Because, like, God knows we have a lot of ice mags already. So what have you guys been up to? New year, new you, what's up? Oh yeah, and always use the D-pad in menus, because using, like, your stick takes forever. But if you just use the D-pad, it'll just jump to the next selectable option, which is really nice. Unless you're directly going to close, then you use your stick. But D-pad is really good for menus. So that's another pro tip thing. Someone's gonna listen to this someday and be like, "Oh, I didn't know that." As long as one person says that, this video is warranted. Hey, Reggie, how you doing? There it is. %, that's pretty good, but we can probably throw a superb on there. Which means I didn't have to do that 75. Profit. Recent, that brings up the cross. Oh. It lagged a little bit. I hit like left twice, it didn't go. No, we're gonna get the Purg next week. I thought the Purg was coming like yesterday, Tencho. I thought it was, and I was like, no, please no, I have things to do. Please, no. Hey Fafex, how you doing? The event right now is really good. It's our New Year's event, which has one of the strongest vanguards in the game. Has ice knowledges, crystal mags. It's really good. It's a new event. And then we're getting Tencho Purg next weekend. The event runs till February 3rd, so there's still time to get everything in it. It takes energy though, but now we have daily challenges. You can get 10 OC every day by doing all your daily challenges. You can get your 10 OC from login, 10 OC from that. If someone logs in for a month straight, you can get a scrap at the end of the month, potentially, and you get a bunch of goodies. And if you just store all that OC, you can get a free Purg OG every month, assuming like there's a Purg and you can get the runs in. Like it would cover the 140 OC and restores it would take by a large margin. I think we're at smelting. Yes. And of course, the #1 pro tip is literally log in every day. Every day. Hey, Effany, how you doing? Is that D Gray man? I can't tell what's in that picture. The game's pretty much forcing you to log in every day now, which is good. That's all Onigiri ever wanted, people logging in. What the hell is this? I don't know. I think I'm at enhancement. Hey, Ichika, how you doing? You been off for a month? How's that been? Yup. Hell yeah. And it's not just the recipe. You got to get the recipe and you have to get the mastery mag because you need the mastery mag to make the recipe. But once you get those 2 things, you're set. You can make them for as long as you live. Absolutely. Okay. And as I was saying, we keep getting these cudgels every day, so I'm like, man, I'm getting a shit ton of cudgels. I gotta use them. We had a big snowstorm or freezing rain yesterday. Like, we didn't go out of the house. Everything's right cozy. And yeah, they're mags that have damage multipliers on them. What's the deal with no one talking in chat on Steam? Probably a lot of them are just in Discord talking to each other, like, vocally. So, not many people talk in all chat. Like, I'll talk to people in all chat, but generally I'll be like, let's join a party and we'll just talk in party chat. Most people don't just talk in all chat unless you talk first. And if that, they might be in whisper or whatever. You never know. See, I forget what I was doing. I'm gonna guess it was smelting. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I would say. So let's see, do I have any artisans that I should use before artisans? That I do. And you can quick find them by just sorting by like grade, or because they're grade 0 and everything else is grade 50 or grade 10. So if you just sort it by grade, although it would resort everything, which is annoying, it will like make it like which is not fun. But that is also a possibility. It's something that's what you look for, is like, where's the grade, where's the durability. Okay, so now I got to enhance this, and then that one will be done. Good. 30% done. The Satan crosses. Yeah, I am. I have a theory to test with the Revolt. And the theory is that the buff Ogi you receive for Lucifer, the Glittering Ashes, it should be universal. I should be able to use the Glittering Ashes Ogi on staff and then heal up and switch to my spear, and I should still have my attack buff intact. Like, I should still be under the effects of the seal activation for the Lucifer weapons. And if that is the case, I could safely remove Glittering Ashes from my spear and throw on Judgment Cross and Spirit Blast Sublime, or Rolling Thunder Sublime, or whatever. I could put something else there that's actually dealing damage on my damaging weapon. The weapon with most attack I have is the Revolt. And if this theory if it works, great. And if it doesn't work, then I have an Elsin staff, and I've been using an Other Side staff for like 6 years. Like, you know, I've been using Honda staffs or whatever. Heavy Odin weapons just because they were cheap. Like, I should stand to have a stronger medi than I already do. So, that's my big plan. I'm making a second Revolt. I'm working on the Satan weapons right now. How you doing, Pat? Happy New Year. Right, so we got the cross done. So now it's on to the bows. I always go left to right. Galeo? What's it called? Do I not have any? Galgos. I'll do the grade 100 one. That just makes sense. And I gotta get rid of these titanium cudgels. I used 40 already. That's pretty good. I was so happy when I made this cross the first time. I could not get my spear recipe. I never could get it in the original run of Satan. I could never get it. And, I ended up getting the D3 cross and the Galgos cross recipes, and I made them. I went back to twin and bow for like a good little chunk of the islands. When we got Miyamoto in the islands, I was twin and bow. I had a pair of Frosts at plus 100. I had my D3 cross, my Galgos cross. I was using Hunter's mags. That's what I was using. That was my build, triple Hunter, and like whatever else I could put on. And I was Misty Massacring things. I was Lightning Flash Shotting, Exorcist Arrow 7. Oh, I had so much fun. Galgos. Okay, right. So Galgos goes to 20. So now that that's done, we favorite that. So that way it gets out of our hair. A lot of carrots. I don't really need any of these items. But I remember, yeah. I only went back to Spear after they, like, nerfed... Wow, that's fucking garbage. After they, increased the drop rates on the Satan weapons. That's pretty good, though. We've probably done, like... I've done, like, probably 50 smelts today. Or... something close to it. And I only failed, like, 2? Fuck. Spoke too soon. Someone's gonna clip that. I fucking know they will. Oh well. But yeah, I was literally, I'm just like doing this on my own, and I'm like, you know, seal activation shouldn't even be a thing. It should be a permanent buff. Yes, yeah, I agree. Like, the only thing is that seal activation gives you damage mitigation. For whatever reason, when there was a point where I used seal activation on my L3D Sin, Omen of Doom Revolt, because all these words are in my head, and I was fighting the plant boss, and I was taking zeros. I was legitimately taking zeros under seal activation. Like, it does something to... There's some hidden attribute with damage mitigation on the seal activation beyond attack to where I was taking reduced damage. Because the weapon, like, cuts your HP recovery in half and all this shit. Like, if you try to eat a Shenlong, you only heal 5,000 while the weapon is out. There is a hidden property with seal activation on the Revolt where you take less damage that I've noticed. And I was just taking zeros from the plant's poison. Like, it was weird. It was really weird. And it wasn't gaining holy or anything. Like, I was already at max holy before I used seal activation. It made no sense. But the seal activation has some hidden properties. It really does. But I agree, like, seal activation should be, like, in the Oogie 6 slot. And it should also be over top the R1. Like, R1 should be seal activation, like, your basic attack. Like, they should have a special combo set card that if you hit something with it, seal activation triggers. Like, it should not be taking up one of your damage slots. But, such as it is, this is the wrong Galgos. Is it? No, it's not. Okay. I didn't see it say plus 10 up there, and I was all confused. But I hear you. Like, it's the same thing with the Garg weapons. Like, they have, like, the Voids, they have their seal activation, and it takes up a slot. And that's, like, their whole reason to be is for the seal activation. So, like, the Rhyme, the Sleep Void is, like, seal activation, icicle punishment? Sounds good to me, you know? Like, that's pretty much what you do with it, plus your actual skills, which could be anything from Icicle Dance, Ice Dragon Spiral, Misty Massacre, whatever you have to work with. But they're kind of one-trick ponies. Like, the Infernal Void, if you have Wheel, you have Icicle Punishment, you can just throw them on there. They're pretty much just like where you throw a Sublime, and that's like the only thing you use. Like, seal activation, Seal activation, Sublime. Seal activation, whatever. Like the Abyss weapon would be like Seal Activation, Everlasting Gale. Like, technically. You hope the next event is the Kodanoa event? That is a good hope. I think the next event is Shining Sakura returning because everyone loves the chocolate event. And it's happened every February, like for Valentine's Day, for the past 3 years. That I can remember. I look forward to Valentine's event more than any other event in this entire game. They could be like, oh, there's a new Yogg. Like, right now we have technically a Yogg because we're getting mags. And I'm like, no, I want Valentine's weapons. I want cudgels. I want infinite cudgels. But now they're giving us infinite cudgels through the daily login thing, challenges. So it's kind of like, there's a bit of inflation there. Yeah, it does take forever. Like, you have to get them to level 15, which should take about 1,500 friendship items. Probably less, but I do know that it takes 3,000 to reach level 30. So it should be closer to maybe 1,000 friendship items for 15, maybe. And you could farm them really easy on the islands. Just go in there and do what you gotta do. Weapon enhancement, weapon smelting. What am I doing? Smelting. No, I'm not. I'm smithing. Yeah. It's just, that's the thing with the third-party content. Like, I don't know if they have the rights to use them anymore. Like Zunko and stuff. Because you cannot put Zunkin, Itsuko, you cannot put them in your category. They're just like, no. They are an exception. They like don't belong in this universe. It all depends on if they have the rights to it or not. Personally, I think Onigiri should just take the Kotanoa mag, change the name of it, and release an event where we can get another one that's just identical to it in everything but name. Just call it like I think I made that up once. Call it like I don't know, like it takes Infernal drops, it takes Sleet drops, just call it like the Infer Sleet and release it. The same thing. Everybody gets the mag. They don't have to rerun it as a Kotanoa for the Redux, but I mean for other things too. Same thing with Icicle Punishment. They could have like Glacial Overflow and it's the exact same attack, or they could have like Obaru Tenjiku Wheel or whatever that guy's name is, the wheel boss. It could just be him. Like go like fight him 1,000 times. Here, you got Slalom. You know? Like that should be how that goes. Like, yeah. And the biggest thing is, they don't make money. It boggles the mind. They do not make money from releasing Icicle Punishment or Slalom or anything. Apart from energy restores, they do not make any income off it. There are players who will buy that stuff. They put it in an exchange shop for Eurozus. Eurozus are valued at $5 a ticket. They throw Icicle Punishment 7 in the exchange in the Black Cat for like 50 Eurozus. People will get that. People will get that. They will get that for sure. Which I don't understand why they don't do that kind of stuff. What am I doing? Weapon enhancement. Alright, so I got the chat messing up. It's doing that thing where it recycles everything, so I gotta open up the stream. So give me a moment here. Ugh. There I am. Oh, why did it... What? Thanks. You can now pin messages to the top of your chat for viewers to read. Okay, cool. Okay, so I missed out on a couple comments. So, how do you get max attack on a weapon? It's literally all RNG. Like, you just gotta re-roll it with the mallets until you get a desired result. For me personally, if I'm making a weapon that's 130 plus, I want it to at least get plus 1400. As long as I see plus 14, I'm happy. You have a PS5? Right on. That's good. You end up getting Satan. Satan is very, very, very good. Yes, Satan is amazing. Biggest attack buff in the game. Itako, yeah. Itako was pretty good. Yep, she was a fire dark, I believe. Very, very good. Okay, I'm clicking on Odachis again out of habit, but I have the chat up. I got my Galgo Star. Cupid bow. I still have those? Okay. I gotta get rid of these Hirokane. They're the titaniums. I'm doing pretty good on it though. 50 down. It's so pretty. Satan will probably forever be my favorite boss in this entire game. Satan is such an iconic moment in Onigiri's history. Like, technically, like, the first raid boss, the first, like, everybody's coming together. It was awesome. I gotta smelt. Running out of carrots. I'll have to identify some. Really, the star only goes to 20. Oh, nice to know. This song sounds like it'll be good. I've never heard it before. How long did it take me to get my spear cross? Like, originally, I never got my recipe. I was the first person to get the sword cross recipe, and I didn't make it. I got 4 cross recipes before I even got mine, and I never got mine until they increased the rates. I'd gotten the sword cross recipe, then I got the twin and bow one the same day, and I said, that's fate. I'm gonna make the twin and the bow cross, and I played with twin bow cross for a long time. I think I had the staff. I had 4 cross recipes before they all became really easy to get. Because I remember this because I made a star to plus 100 before I had all my cudgels and resources and stuff, and then I got the cross recipe, and I'm just like, fuck. And I had a star for like 2 years. I only made the cross like way later. I was like, this is my star. Like, this is good. It gave me just enough mine to cast Resurrection. I'm like, this is my baby.